Hello and welcome to video on DAX functions related to math operations. In this video, we will look at 4 fundamental math operations which you would perform with any kind of a data sets. These are addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. In next video, we will look at DAX functions for rounding of the results which we will get from the DAX measures. Now, if you are performing these math operations inside a calculated column, then you should ideally use the DAX operators or math symbols which are displayed here. However, if you are performing this inside a calculated measures, you should use sum or divide functions which are available in DAX library. For subtraction and multiplication, you can use the DAX operator itself in DAX measures. Now, some of these are already explained in previous video. Nonetheless, I am presenting these functions again here in this video with a little different examples this time. So I would suggest you to not to skip this video. Anyways, let us get started and have a look at these functions inside Power BI itself. Now, if you have noticed in all of the previous videos, we have used a single fact table which was called as sales. So if I go to this diagram view, and here you can see that this is the only single fact table which we have been using so long in this course. Now, in real world scenario, there can be more than one fact tables in a data models. So in this video, we will now import one more fact table into our data model, which is for the quantities returned. So let us quickly have a look at the returns data, which I have provided to you as part of our resources section. So here you can see that I have provided this Excel file which is named as AW returns as part of the resource section. This contains the returns data for various products. Now just to give a heads up, this is a dummy data set and it may not exactly fit like a real world returns data logic. Still, we will be using this dataset to understand the functionality of DAX functions and how they can be used on real world datasets. So don't get worried if some of the results are not making logical sense compared to the real world data. But look at how the DAX functions can be used in such situations. Anyways, let us quickly have a look at this data provided to us. Here in the returns table, you can see that we have the return date, then we have the territory key, we have the product key and the returns quantity. Now in real world data, you may have the additional columns as well. Also, currently we simply have the quantity column here and we do not have the return value. So we will have to compute that using DAX functions, which we will be doing shortly. So with that, let us now import this returns data into a data model and quickly establish the relationship between the lookup tables and returns table. So now we will be importing the returns data into our this Power BI data models. So let us go to this get data from Excel. Let us select this AW returns file which I have provided to you. Then let us select this AW returns and click load. We do not want to make any changes to the format. So we are applying directly and loading it to our data models. So let us go to our diagram view and let us see where is the returns table which is being updated here. So let us drag and drop. Since this is a fact table, we'll be keeping it at the bottom. So it will be like a flowing of the information from the lookup table into the fact table. So let us build up a relationship between territory key like this, and product key is already being applied by Power BI desktop. Since there is an automatic detection which we have kept is active, so it has been automatically identified for product key. So territory key is also being identified. So let us do it for returns date. This will be a date key with the calendar table. So we have established relationship with dim calendar, dim territory and product key. So we can now use this returns table information in our analysis. So let us go back to our table view and let us see whether we have all the details. So this is AW returns. So let us rename this. So this will be a fact table. So let us put F before it. And now here you can see that this is returns table which we have now loaded into our data models. Now our objective here is to calculate following things. The first one is gross total sales value, total value of returns, The third one is sales value net of the returns. And finally, the return rate or return percentage. These values can be determined at product level, product subcategory or category levels. So now the first step for us, it is to take a total sales value, which will be doing it on the sales table. So let us go to the sales table and let us see the columns which are over here. So this will be the sales amount column, and we will be simply taking a sum of this sales amount column and give it as a name as gross total sales value. So let us go to our modeling tab and let us create a new column or a new measure, sorry. So this will be gross total sales value. It will be equal to, and this will be simply a sum of sales amount column. So let us see where is that sales amount column. It is here. So let us select this and let us press enter. So here you can see we have performed the addition mathematical operation using sum function. So let us give a formatting of comma with 2 decimal places. Now second step for us, it is to calculate the total value of returns. So let us go to the returns table, and now here you can see that we don't have the returns value. So we need to pull in the information for the product's price and then multiply this return quantity with that price to get a returns value. So we will be using related functions now here, pull in the price from the products table. Now if you go to this product table, you can see that we have a list price being mentioned here. So we will be pulling in this information into our returns table using related functions, since we already have a relationship established with this products table. So let us go to this new column. First, let us select this returns, new column. This will be a list price equal to related. Let us start typing list price. We have selected this and press enter. So using this related function, we are able to pull in the list price information. Now returns table is a fact table and products table is a lookup table. So there will be only one record for each of the product key and it is being populated correctly. Now we will be multiplying return quantity with list price to get a returns value, and then we will be aggregating it using a sum function. So let us click on new column. This will be a return value equal to return quantity multiplied by list price. Press enter. So now we have got the return value, and now we will be creating a new measure for total returns value. This will be total return value, which will be simply a sum of this return value column. So now we have performed mathematical and multiplication operations on this data set. Now third step is calculating the sales value net of the returns. So we will now go to the sales table, and now we will be simply subtracting the total return value from this our gross total sales value which we have performed here. So let us create one more measure now. It will be a new measure. This will be sales value net of returns. Here now we will be doing a subtraction. So it will be a gross total sales value minus total return value. Press enter. So now we have created one more measure which is sales value net of returns. So let us give this as well a formatting. And finally, it will be the return percentage which we need to calculate it. So let us create one more measure now. And here we will be dividing. So let us use return percentage. So now here you can use the DAX operator or use the divide function. Ideally, you should be using the divide function since it will give you more options, and even if there are any errors, it will remove them. So let us put total return value as a numerator and gross total sales value as denominator and bracket closed. So this will be our percentage. So let us click this percentage format as well for this return percentage. Now, if you have noted that for all of these DAX measures, we can't see the results immediately. So we need to use this under visualization. So let us go to this visualization view, and we will be creating a matrix now. So this will be our matrix. So let us drag first of all the products related information, which will be a product name. So let us drag this. So this is our model name for products. So now we will be putting all the measures which we have documented. So the first one will be gross total sales. So let us search this. This will be our gross total sales. We will drag it over here. Then it will be total returns. This will be our returns. Then sales value, net of returns, and finally the return percentage. So this will be our return percentage. So let us increase this. And here if you want, you can even increase text size. So for values, we are just simply increasing a text size. So this will be a visible. Even for row headers also you can do that. And finally, even for column headers. So let us do that. So this way you can see that we have calculated the gross total sales value using sum function, even total returns value using sum function, related function, and multiplication. Sales value of returns is subtraction between these two values. And finally the return percentage using the divide functions. Now currently if you see, we have used the model names over here. We can do product category labels as well. So let us say if I want to have, instead of model name, I can go to category and I can drag the product category names also to rows. So immediately you can see we are getting a proper results. So through this you can see that accessories are having the second most return percentage, or almost equal to the clothing. So clothing and accessories are one of the topmost items which are getting returned. So this way you can perform your mathematical operations using sum functions and divide functions, or using math operators available in DAX. So that is it from my side guys for this math operations. See you guys in next video for rounding related DAX functions.